Welcome back. You're now watching the lifestyle segment on The Weekend Show. First celebrated in 1979, the World Food Day takes place annually on the 16th of October. The theme for this year is Hand in Hand for Better Food and a Better Future. Joining me to discuss World Food Day, I have in the studio HH Chef Paulinus Okon, the president of Association of Professional Chefs Nigeria, APC. And good morning and welcome to the show.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
Also joining us, we have Professor Dr. Chef Nana joining us for this conversation. I'll start with you, sir. Why is World Food Day important?
Well, we all know the importance of food, the sustainability of the food coming in good, not just coming in good quantity. We have the humanitarian crisis in Gaza and other places, resulting to famine, and then there have been a lot of issues on the international platform. So that portrays the importance of food. So that's why the United Nations have set aside 16 October to constantly remind us the need for food security, the need to take the food supply is very important and seriously. So that's the importance of that. It's one of the critical means of sustenance for all humans.
Besides global hunger, and also we see what's happening in Gaza, in Bangladesh, in Sierra Leone, in Chad. These are countries with high rates of hunger and starvation.
Yes.
We do have our problems in Nigeria as well, with a lot of people as a result of the economy being very poor and hungry. But Chef Nana, a conversation which has happened over the last couple of months is GMOs.
Okay.
Now, I'm not a chef, but I noticed in the last couple of months, my onions now taste different. Even pepper. Pepper is now hit or miss. Today you get pepper and it's great. Tomorrow it's tasteless.
Sure.
Another day has a weird taste. Is that, am I just the only person experiencing that? Is that general? And how are you people coping with that to ensure there's standard when you cook?
Well, you are not the only one facing that. Somehow in Africa or West Africa, Nigeria, where I belong to, let me talk about it. Our farmers don't separate our products. You see a lot of mix-up of farm produce, just like pepper now. We have different species of like habanero. The habaneros don't come maybe just one. There are different species. There are some that are very good. Yes, we have this issue of fertilization, too much of fertilizer. You understand? But aside that, they are not like separated. Like the cayenne pepper, you understand? The one we call tatase, the bell peppers. You know, when you come to our local markets, people don't know the difference. So in that, you just see it mix up, especially when you have to like just buy from the market people. They sell what they buy, you understand? So the farmers are not they are not educated to know the species, to label them rightly for the consumers. So that's why we have that mix up.
Well, that does make sense. So how can we help them?
Oh, well, that's why education is key to whatever we're doing. The farmers need to be educated. Even that's why we are on educating even chefs, so that they will know the difference. If you want to keep at a taste, consistent taste, you go for a particular. You'll be particular about the product you are using, and that's how you can keep the standard of it.
Okay. So Nigerian chefs have been doing amazing. One of the only things I miss about Nigeria when I'm out of the country is our food. I absolutely love Nigerian food, and I also love the fact that we have a lot of options. And so if you want to eat like 30 different Nigerian meals every day, you can. However, something I worry about lately is the westernization of Nigerian food.
For sure.
Remember when you could go to a restaurant and you could ask for rice and beans and stew? Or rice and beans and stew and plantain, or jollof rice and this. Now we go to restaurants and they all have some big fancy names and all of that, and we're pushing towards another direction. Do you think this is a move in the right direction? Does this now make the rest of the world embrace what we're doing, or are we moving away from the things we're proud of?
All right. I think I will say we have a very wrong mentality as Nigerians. I will say we preach the made in Nigeria products just as a preaching. Because if we are deliberate about it, take for example, China is deliberate about exporting their food culture. That's very serious. We have on the news the issue of the supermarkets with Chinese labeling that NAFDAC just shut down in Lagos. Okay, now because they are deliberate about exporting their food culture, without adulterations. You come back home to in a normal Nigerian, you have the Chinese menu, and then we are, in as much as we want our chefs to be all round, being able to satisfy any customer, any guest from any part of the world, but we must pay particular focus to our own indigenous cuisines. That's why in every program of the association, like we are having this United Nations World Food Day, good enough, it expands from 16 October, United Nations World Food Day, to 20th October, International World Chefs Day. So it's an activity week for us. Okay, so while we celebrate this, we celebrate the other day and do some things in between. The Nasarawa state government is taking particular interest in developing their indigenous food cuisine, and we are packaging that for this period for them. Now, in all our activities, we promote indigenous food cuisines. We go to Ghana, we go to wherever, South Africa, we go to Turkey. We make sure that displaying the indigenous food cuisines from the 6th geopolitical zone is a standard of the association. It's because we want to make sure that this goes down. But we need help. One of the things is that you go to standard hotels. Let's say we go to Transcorp. Get the chef. What is the specialization of that chef? American cuisine, Chinese cuisine, and then come to the person that specializes in Nigerian cuisine, has the lowest salary. So how do we deliberately promote Nigerian cuisine, promote made in Nigeria products? You have our politicians, they travel overseas for medical treatment. How do you promote made in Nigerian products? The most expensive dress, if you don't wear a cloth from Singapore, then it looks like you are poor. Made in Nigerian products. If they do go to a restaurant, they look for Chinese dishes, they look for... So what will you eat when you travel out of the country? If you are focusing on that, how do we promote our dishes? So it goes beyond the association. We try our best, we promote as much. We just came back from Ghana. We had our indigenous cuisines displayed, 6 geopolitical zones. We do all that, but we need a deliberate political will in the country to have that done.
Thank you. Prof, do you agree?
Absolutely. Why not? We do. And, it's just being deliberate about it. And funny enough, other people enjoy our food, our cuisine, all thanks to the West for the amala, ofada sauce and rice. Oh, of course. And of course, our suya from the north.
Yes.
You understand? And our amazing abacha. You understand? From the east. And
Fisherman
of
soup.
course, fisherman soup and okra. And of course, the afang. the edikankon, you know. So people, we truly have so much to give and to really like promote. Like when I went for my studies, my first indigenous test was Ofada. And I remember I had these Filipinos friends. They enjoyed the sauce so much. They could pick the iru. They called it, I don't know how to, I've forgotten the name, but they told me what they call it in their own place. You understand? And they loved the sauce. Some complained that it was too spicy. But I tell you that my colleagues that were Filipinos and the Chinese people, actually, they tried it and they loved it, and the Indians. I know people who had issue with it were the Spanish, the Italian, and the French people. They were the people who had problem with the spicy, you know, that it was too spicy. And then my final project was coconut rice. And they took me on it and said, that is coconut rice indigenous to Nigeria. I said, oh, no, well, look at it. I mean, I think it's something that cut across all the coastal part of any, you know, anywhere. We have our own, and the one that is indigenous to us. They say, okay, go ahead and do it. And when I did it, it was so awesome. It was beautiful. They adopted even the recipe and loved the goatee flavor, because I made sure that I really like tamper the goat, the spice, the flavor to come out, or you know, in it, and they really loved it. So, just like my Oga had said, it is all about we Nigerians too that are downplaying the importance of our own cuisine. You know, there is no rational paying somebody who can handle another local cuisine. That's local to them. And this is local to us, which by our profession, being chef, we've like kind of developed it to be world standard. If I have a guest from another country or another part of the world, all I need to know is to know how they enjoy to eat their food, whether they will love it being spicy or not. Then I cut down on that, but I use the world standard method to make that cuisine to come out the right way, the method of cooking, the presentation. Of course, we shouldn't deviate so badly from our plating. You understand? You know, you water it so down. There was one time I saw amala being plated with nozzles, you know, and it was like, how can you use nozzles to do the amala? And then, I mean, what kind of craft? What kind of craft is that? That's not, to me, you're not presenting it the way you should. So just like he said, when we go out, whenever we're out there, we try to give the originality of what we have in a standard way, in a way that anybody can, I mean, even the world leaders can actually taste it, you know, enjoy it. And
before I let you go, Chef Paulina, so we've seen Nigerians make history. Hilda Bassi with her longest cooking challenge with the largest pot of jollof, which both of them have gotten approved. As a chef, how does that make you feel? And for younger people who want to get into this space, what do they need to do?
Okay, well, first of all, I will say a big congratulations to Hilda Bassi. She's really making us proud as Nigerians. Honestly, the first one was the cook-a-thon, and then now came up with the largest pot of jollof rice, and then this is how to promote Nigeria. And we in the association, we have this constant jollof war, and well, other countries in West Africa, I think they enjoy fighting it with Nigeria. So the one we just came back from in Ghana, You have Gambia fighting, everybody just prepared for that jollof rice. Whereas we don't take it as anything serious, you understand, because it's just our own. So Hilda Bassi is doing a marvelous job and needs to be encouraged, and we as an association give thumbs up to her. But again, we need the government to take a deliberate political will to help in made in Nigeria products and promote, encourage those who are promoting Nigerian products, from cuisine to tourism to crafts to whatever. Because if you look at places like Singapore, Nigeria and Singapore were at the same level, but where is Singapore now? It needs that serious will.
So what's next for your association? You mentioned that you have the World Chefs Day and other things. Anything in the works for your association?
Wow, serious. We have, for this year, for Abuja, okay, let me mention it, that this World Food Day is not just in FCT. It's happening simultaneously in 13 states of the Federation.
Okay.
All the chapters, the 13 chapters of the association, we have 36 chapters, FCT plus FCT. So 13 out of that is observing it, because these are the strong chapters. Now, December, we have some chapters that are going to have the end of the year party. We call it Abuja Fiesta, to say thank you to our government agencies that have been supporting us. Thank you to our... but we are really preparing for the international one, which is Burkina Faso, SIGAF, coming up this month, about the end of this month, 25th. Yeah. But Team Nigeria, about 25 members of the association all over the country are going to Burkina Faso from 23rd. That's where we have been invited as special guest African country. So that means a lot for us, and we are going to have a special day for Nigeria.
Okay.
Special day, and we have already planned our cuisines, Nigerian cuisines. We've planned a master class to teach the participants our Nigerian cuisines. So that's it for this year. We have the Nigerian community, they are already waiting, the embassy and all that, to receive us. Then, but the top of it is the what we call World Chef Congress, which is coming up in Wales. That is in May 2026. So you have over 20 people getting ready to represent Nigeria in that event, which is going to be, of course, the first time Nigeria is going to have that high level of contingents.
I think that's a great place to leave it. Chef Paulinus, Chef Professor Dr. Nana, it's a pleasure having you on the Weekend Show. As you all know, I can't wait to try the food, because that's the biggest part. But I wish you all the best in Burkina Faso. Keep waving the flag for Nigeria. I see tons of awards on you, and also from you. And we also have our other chef hiding behind the camera. I'm proud of the work all of you do. You're always welcome on the Weekend Show, and we'll continue to cheer you on from here.
Thank you.